All right, hi guys, Mrs. King. I'm not here, but I am kind of here. So we are supposed to start a new project today, but I'm not here to do it. So I'm going to introduce it in this video. And then Mr. Grice-Haber is also going to be here to help you out. We have lots of resources around the room. I've tried to make some examples, but a lot of this that we're doing for this project is going to be based off of prior knowledge, ways that you've used perspective before, like in middle school classes, or if you've taken a Foundations of Art class before, and then also the rules and skills that we've learned in our 4 practice worksheets. So you should be set up, even though I'm not there to give that direct instruction, but I just want to explain what the project is. All right, so the project is going to put your 1-point perspective and 2-point perspective skills to the test, but not both of them, just one. You get to choose. So you're going to write your name first or last, or if you have like a wildly long name and you want to do your initials or a nickname, that's understandable. All right, so you're going to choose how you want to do your name, which part of your name you're going to do, and then you're going to choose 1-point or 2-point perspective. So if you do 1-point perspective, your name can either be above the horizon line, like this. It can be below the horizon line, like this, or it can be on the horizon line. Now, I did all of these examples with the vanishing point on the horizon line in the middle. If you want, you can scoot it off to the side and have your name kind of go off in one direction. You can make those choices. As long as you're following the rules of perspective, anything really goes. Or you can do your name in 2-point perspective. Now this one looks kind of complicated, and I honestly thought it was harder, but it's not, and it's very cool. So this one I did color in with value just so you could clearly see. These examples are drawn in, but they're not finished, right? So don't look at these as finished work, or this even really. This isn't good enough craftsmanship. But that being said, this is just a 2.5-day project. This first day, today, is going to be this video, and then I want you to practice. And then if you're ready and feeling really confident, start on your final copy. But otherwise, we're gonna have 2 days to work on the final copy after that, all right? So I wanna show you how you can get started on both of these. So I am going to come around and show you on the table in front of you. So the materials that you're going to need are a green mat for sure. You're going to need a pencil to start, an eraser and a sharpener. It's always good to use a sharp pencil, and then a ruler, always, because you can't make any lines without a ruler. Now I forgot my paper, so bear with me. I'm gonna go grab some scrap paper to do for this. I'm still here. Okay, so now I want to show you first how you're gonna start things out for the 1-point perspective drawing. All right, so 1-point perspective, obviously you're gonna give yourself the horizon line. It can be at the top of the page, middle, or bottom. Totally up to you how you want to do that. Remember to make everything super square. All right, don't let it be a crooked diagonal line. Now here, maybe I wanna do my vanishing points over here. I don't want it in the middle, that's fine. What you're going to do though is you're going to write the letters of your name in block letters, okay? They can't just be regular letters, you have to be block. So you can start by just kind of casually writing your letters regular, so you know you can fit your whole name and everything's good to go there. Can we all see that? There we go. All right, and then you can turn them into block letters. Now I recommend block and not bubble letters. Now, do you guys notice what I'm doing wrong here? I'm not using my ruler, but I'm low on battery life, I'm tired, and I wanna go home, so I'm going to just do this free-handed. But you are gonna do it with a ruler and make it look amazing. Don't do what I'm doing right now, but you're gonna make it a lot neater and a lot cleaner. All right, so there we go. Now look at that G. That G is curved. That is going to be a challenging thing for some of you. Some of you it won't really matter. You'll kind of get the hang of it, but don't worry about it too much, okay? You just want, if it's too hard, and I'll actually show you this in a minute, you can turn it into a block letter where you use like hard lines to go around and you don't have the curves, but the curves really are nothing to be intimidated by. So I'm going to go ahead and turn my G into a block G, or excuse me, well, yeah, block G, but I'm not making it, for example, like a G like this, which you can do, which is a little bit easier to figure out, you know, where you make these hard lines instead of curved lines, but really it's totally easy. So then from this point, you're going to go from any point that doesn't cross through the letter. All right, remember, same thing as the boxes, you just have a lot more lines to make. So let's just focus on the K right now. You're gonna go from the corner to the vanishing point, anywhere you can where it doesn't pass through the letter itself. Okay, oop, that one was a little messy. Now you guys, when you start, you would have erased these and made these neat and clean, but like I said, we're doing things a little bit fast right now. All right, anywhere that you can reach. Now in here, it gets a little weird because look at that. It's right in line with that. So I'm just gonna ignore that. What about here? It's the same angle, so I'm just gonna leave it alone. All right, so now I need to make this line to cut off the K parallel to this line. So I'm gonna line it up, pull it away, and make my line. That is now gonna direct how I make these lines. So I'm going to line them up, pull them down until they intersect because I need a right angle, and I will mark that and mark that. Now look at that, that's weird, it goes to nothing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to line this up, it needs to be parallel, but look, this is a diagonal line. That's okay. I'm going to pull it out until it meets this point that I just drew, and it's going to go up until it hits the rest of the K. Do you see that? All right, now here, nothing really is gonna happen because the way I drew the K went straight to the vanishing point, so that's just forced perspective and you don't have to worry about it. So we have the bottom here and here. We have a side shadow here and here, and the K is done. Messy, but done. All right, so you would continue on and on throughout your name. Now, I wanna go ahead and show you how to do a curved letter. I'm just gonna flip this over and I'm gonna draw a new horizon line, a new vanishing point, and let's look at how to do a curved letter. So let's make an O, or actually let's make it a little bit harder and make it a C, because the O is actually pretty easy, it's just like a cylinder. But if you think of all of these curved letters as cylinders, it's gonna be a lot easier for you. So what you do is you line up your ruler with the vanishing point, and then you pivot it, don't let it leave the vanishing point until it comes into contact with the C. At that first point, go ahead and draw a line as soon as it touches the C to the vanishing point. You're gonna do the same thing to the bottom until you hit the C and stop. Okay? Looks kind of funny at first, but that's okay. Now these ones are a little bit easier. Here, I'm just gonna go until I run into the C, and again here to the vanishing point, and here, but I won't do here because it crosses through the C, all right? Looks funny, right? Now, if we do this normally, we would make this parallel, right? Now, parallel lines aren't curved, but we're still gonna match the angles. So I'm just going to draw the same curve like this. This should be the same distance from here to here. If it starts small and gets bigger, that's gonna look really weird. All right, the next thing is, let's go ahead and close this off right here. I'm gonna start here and I'm just gonna curve and then let it disappear. So let me erase that so you can kind of see what it should look like when it's done. A little funny with it being right here, but that is the basics of how it should look. Oh, and also here, you're gonna curve and erase. All right, a lot of this is just gonna be you guys trying some things and seeing what works. but that is the basics of how to do a curved letter in 1-point perspective. All right, now let's talk about how to do 2-point perspective real quick before we're done. 2-point perspective, you're going to start with your horizon line. I do recommend this one going through the middle of the page. You're just gonna have a lot more room. And then you can make your name all the way above or below the line, but I really like on the line. But again, play around with it on our practice day and try some different things. So you're gonna start by making a box to contain your name. All right, so I'm starting with a vertical line. The bottom goes to the vanishing point this way, and the vanishing point this way, and the same thing over here. So the first thing you're gonna do is just like the 1-point perspective, you're gonna write your name in, but you don't need, it's not gonna be facing the viewer, right? It's gonna be at an angle. So I'm gonna do King, because it's easier, it's nice and short. And I'm gonna go ahead and just write in really lightly, just my regular letters, not block letters yet. Okay, I, and then over here, I'm gonna split it. I'm gonna do N and G over here. N and G. See how I'm keeping it contained within the box that I created? Don't go up and beyond it, and don't not reach it. You wanna go all the way from edge to edge here, all right? Then you're gonna turn it into block letters, which you will do with a ruler, keeping it neat and clean. When you're practicing, if you want to do it kind of like this, that's okay. But on your final copy, absolutely you need to be using a ruler. Excuse my sniffles. Now, with the I here, something that you can use when you use the ruler is line these up like when you're making the window. And look at that, it's going to give you even better perspective, okay? But I'm not going to worry about it too much right now, all right? I'm going to do the N. Look at me using my ruler. Honestly, it makes it a little bit easier. All right. And here, I'm so sorry, this is messy, guys. And then the G, same thing we did before. Make that a block letter. Look at that. Ready to go. All right. So now, these 2 letters, we're going to use this vanishing point. These 2 letters, we're gonna use this vanishing point, all right? Because if I come back here, I'm just gonna follow over the same lines. So I'm going to go from every point that I can until I bump into the letter itself to the vanishing point on the opposite side as my letters. Now, this is where, honestly, when I was doing the example, I thought this is gonna be a hard one. Maybe they won't wanna do this one. Y'all, this is actually pretty easy and can look really cool when you're done. So there we go. They're all going to this vanishing point. So all I need to do now is line this up, push it over, decide on how big I want it to be. Some of you were like, can I let them go on forever and ever? Do it neat and clean, and absolutely you can. All right, but I'm gonna cut mine off. I'm gonna make it right here, vertical line. Oops, that went a little too low. So see that there? All right, and, oh, something happened, I forgot one. So here, I needed to go to the vanishing point as well. So this line actually should have cut off right here. I think. We'll figure that out. All right, and then here we'll pull away like this, and like this. All right. Oh, actually, I think that is supposed to go all the way up. So you can see how the K is coming together. Ignore what I said before. All right, and let's do the G over here. So I and N are gonna be pretty easy to do. Let's go over to the G again though, because let's look at that curved letter. So starting at this vanishing point, go until you hit the curve, draw the line, and again from the bottom, go until you hit the curve, and draw a line. Okay, now any other point that can reach in, look at that, that's lined up with the vanishing point, so that's gonna be kind of straight. Here, the neater you draw your letters and the more you pay attention to how close they are to the horizon line, this is gonna get easier if you plan ahead. But I didn't plan ahead, so mine's a little messy. All right, everybody see that? I'll do one more from right here. All right, so this line is gonna curve like this. This line connects here. You'd be using a ruler, but vertical and then a horizontal, right angles there. This is then gonna curve in here, and this one's gonna curve like this, okay? So when it comes to the curved letters, they can be a little intimidating, but honestly, it just takes some practice and trying things out. You do have 2 days, so if you wanna look up anything online, some tutorials, there's some really good stuff on YouTube, but hopefully this is enough to get y'all started. So, I'm gonna go ahead and tilt my camera back up, come back into frame. All right, if you have any questions, if you are really struggling with this or anything that comes forward, please, please, please reach out and email. Mr. Gricehaber is here, Miss Margot will be coming, Miss Alice is next door, and Mr. Ham is always ready to listen as well, Mr. Tennant and Mr. Elliott. So please reach out as I'm on leave. I totally don't mind. It might take me a minute to get back to you, and I'll let you know when this guy decides to show up. So awesome. Just a reminder of where our materials can be found for this. I tried to make it really organized for Mr. Gricehaber and for you guys. So over here, all right, are all of the worksheets that we did. Now, the final copy paper is in the gray tray on the end. Do not touch it until you're ready. All right, Mr. Gricehaber, wherever you are, make sure only one final copy paper per student. All right, and if more needs to be, if you're noticing it's getting low, let Mr. Gricehaber know so that we can order more, okay? Up in the front of the room are gonna be the examples. You can always go up there and check those out. So y'all are gonna do great. I can't wait to see your work as you finish. And remember, 2 days for this project, so stay really focused. All right, see you later.